Simple and plain. To be the best, you have to win. That's why I play the game.
What's good, Laker fans? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video, I'm going to talk about a player who's had, quite an interesting experience with the Los Angeles Lakers franchise. And he's a player who we brought in a number of years ago with the hopes that he would be the dominant center that we could place alongside Kobe Bryant for the foreseeable future. But as we all know, things just didn't work out. And Laker fans, really got on this player and really started to hate him. In fact, but now that he came back just 2 years ago and ultimately won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers and has now re-signed with the franchise for the upcoming season, Laker fans have now done a complete 360 and have actually really enjoyed watching this player on this team and are excited to see him back in the purple and gold this season. And as you can tell by the title of this video, the player that I'm talking about is Dwight Howard. So in this video, I'm really going to break down, what I think Dwight Howard can bring to this team this season and how much of an impact I think he can have on this Los Angeles Lakers squad this season. But before we get started, I have quite a juicy question for you guys. In their prime, who would you rather have as your starting center? Dwight Howard or Anthony Davis? In their prime, who would you rather have on your team? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right now. So in my opinion, I really think that Dwight Howard this season in particular can really have a positive effect both on and off the court for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, last season when the Lakers failed to re-sign Dwight Howard and then ultimately traded away JaVale McGee to bring in Marc Gasol, at the time, Laker fans and myself included thought that that was a very good move just due to the fact that Marc Gasol can bring you a lot of versatility on the offensive end in terms of, he's able to stretch the floor and he's a great post playmaker and really has a high IQ at the center position. But then essentially what happened, Marc Gasol just wasn't the player that Laker fans and the Lakers front office thought that he still was, and at times last season it really looked like the game was passing by Marc Gasol at a really high rate because he just wasn't able to keep up out there on the court physically, and he was no longer able to compete at a high level. So as a franchise, in a sense, we were sort of blinded by the thought of how good Marc Gasol could have been on this Los Angeles Lakers team. And in saying that, a fully healthy Marc Gasol, I think, is a step up from a JaVale McGee or a Dwight Howard. But I guess what I'm trying to say is the Lakers underestimated just how valuable a player like Dwight Howard was on this team and just how much of an impact he was having on that championship run for the Los Angeles Lakers. And as I said before, this impact was felt both on and off the court, and we definitely felt this last season when Dwight Howard wasn't on this team because we lost a lot of what made us so successful in that championship year, and that's chemistry, camaraderie, the element of having fun whilst working hard for your teammate. And that's exactly what a guy like Dwight Howard brings to the table, because he's that locker room guy that's gonna, show these young guys how to work hard and put his best foot forward. But also, he's that guy that's gonna put a smile on your face and make coming to practice, coming to game day worth it, because you're gonna have a good time when a guy like Dwight Howard's on your team. The same goes for a guy like Jared Dudley. You need these experienced guys who work hard and who make a difference on the court, but also off the court. You need these guys that are organizing dinners, organizing lunches, organizing activities for the team to build that chemistry and building those strong relationships, because that's ultimately going to lead to players and coaches wanting to work harder for each other, and in turn that can only lead to more success on the basketball court as a team. And then during games, Dwight Howard's always that one guy on the sideline jumping up and down, cheering on his teammates, providing that support and creating that fun environment every single night. And again, that's exactly what builds the important chemistry that goes a long way to winning championships. I mean, to put it in perspective, if I was a young cat coming up in this league and I had a leader like Kawhi Leonard who doesn't really say much and doesn't really show any emotion. He's more of a player that's going to go out there and set the example by how he plays, compared to, you know, a leader like LeBron James or a Dwight Howard, who not only is going to go out there and show his leadership through his own play, but is also, you know, vocal and shows emotion and shows his support and shows that he's on this journey with you. You know, I definitely know what type of leadership I would want on my team, and this type of leadership is particularly going to be important this season for the young dudes on our team, you know, the Malik Monks, the THTs, the Kendrick Nuns, because it's going to go a long way towards helping them build their confidence. Plus, it's also good to give the Clippers a little sly jab. But then on the court, Dwight Howard can still give you multiple things, especially defensively. You know, he's still lengthy, he's still very strong, so he's going to be able to block shots, and he's always been a very effective rebounder. Plus, he still has the ability to set those really strong screens, which our guards can really take advantage of. You know, they can take that step back, hit that three, pull up for the mid-range, or use that pick and roll to our advantage. But what I'm most excited about in terms of Dwight Howard on the court is how effectively he can match up against those big centers in this league. You know, the Joel Embiids of the world, the Jokic of the world, the DeAndre Aytons of the world, these really big centers that rely on their strength to dominate other teams. But when Dwight Howard's out on the floor, you know, these big guys are really going to struggle to do that to the Los Angeles Lakers, because Dwight Howard's definitely one of the only centers in this league who has the physical capabilities to really hang with these big centers in the league. And not only that, he's also the type of player that's going to try his best to get underneath the skin of these centers and try and put them off their game as much as he can. You know, he's always been a player that loves a little bit of push and shove in the paint, loves a little bit of argy-bargy, and that tends to frustrate opposing centers, and that can only be a good thing for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then offensively, he's still athletic enough to be a lob threat every single night. We've seen it numerous times when he was on the Lakers. LeBron would find him for the open dunk or the open alley-oop, and he's also still strong enough to capitalize on those mismatches for easy layups and dunks as well, and that just means easy buckets for the Lakers. So as I've established in this video, I definitely think Dwight Howard's going to be a positive addition to the Los Angeles Lakers this season, both on and off the court, and especially on the defensive side of things. And I think he's just going to be very important in those playoff moments when you come up against those big centers, because you can throw him out there and he can really cause havoc defensively for the Los Angeles Lakers and really give us a great advantage in those sorts of series. But let me know what you guys think about the addition of Dwight Howard this season. How well do you think he can fit in with the Los Angeles Lakers, and how much of an impact do you think he will have this season as well? But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, be sure to do that now so you don't miss out on more Laker videos just like this one. But for now, it's been your boy Jay from the Lakers exclusive YouTube channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.